I have just been gifted by Paper Cutz potentially the biggest upgrade to my small business. The Epson EcoTank ET-8550 is a refillable tank printer, and it is really going to open up the possibilities of what I'm going to be able to make for my small business. Now, as regular viewers know, I have worked with Paper Cutz for many years now, and I have been a very happy customer of theirs since 2013. They supply so many amazing cardstocks, and I am really curious to see how this Epson measures up to my Canon in terms of print quality on their cardstock. So let's have a first look at this and see exactly how it's going to handle. Now this box is obviously huge, but in here we have not just the A3 Plus printer, but also the inks, and there's usually packaging. So we're going to have a look inside, and we're going to hope that we've got space to store this at the end, because as you all know, I already have a whole bank of printers, and this beauty is going to need a new home. Lots of instructions and a recycling kit as well, always useful. The instructions actually say to grasp the bag and pull it up, so that seems a little bit wrong, but hopefully it's right and it's going to hold the weight of the printer. Okay, it worked. We're just going to move this out the way so we can look at what else is in the box. So in the box we just have packaging, and then here we've obviously got the inks. So let's get this out the way and clear some space. So in this box, we obviously have the power cable. This printer is wireless, which means that hopefully I'm going to be able to put it anywhere in my tiny workspace. We then have the refillable inks. These are generally slightly smaller because it's kind of like the demo version, but you can purchase much bigger ones which are cost effective. And the whole idea of me switching to a tank printer is because I want to be able to start offering illustrations on my favourite cardstock, obviously Paper Cutz, for my customers. And in my opinion, non-OEM inks just don't cut it. And believe me, I have tried many. So the ET-8550 is a 6-tank printer. So if you're wondering what that looks like, it has a specific ink for grey, a standard black, and also a photo black. Now, I have always said that Epson, in my opinion, gives the best depth of colours compared to Canon. The only reason that I had stuck it out with my Canon was because of it took the thicker cardstocks without any issues. However, I have it on good authority that the ET-8550 is supposed to be able to take cardstock over 1 millimetre. So we're going to test that in future videos. Now, before you get any printer and set it up, I would strongly advise that you read the instructions. Most of them have got a quick start guide. That is pretty much what I'm going to be going through today for you, but you need to know exactly what to expect with your printer and exactly how to install it for the best results. Coming back to the printer itself, despite being an A3 printer, the footprint is actually much smaller than my current Canon, which is going to be great because if you saw last week's video, I have got a very tiny 2x3 meter or less workspace. So for ease of use, we're going to set up over here. I can't guarantee it's going to stay here. I'm not happy about having it so close to the window. When you set up all of your printers and things, it is really important that they're not exposed to extreme temperature fluctuations. So this space is literally going to be for first print until I can find a space for it in the printer wall over there. So the quick start guide is exactly as the name implies, quick. So we're going to go through it now. So first up, we need to take off all of the tapes, the satisfying part. One thing I forgot to mention is this amazing machine also has a scanner. So when I'm doing physical art, such as my watercolours, it means that I'm going to be able to use the scanner to offer high quality resolution prints of my actual physical artwork rather than just digital. Make sure you look in all of the different nooks and crannies because of these packaging tapes and slides really are pretty much everywhere. The thing that I have always loved about Epson is its versatility. So you even get a smaller tray for loading papers such as the Paper Cutz 6x4 or other specific traditional photo image sizes. This will make printing an absolute cinch. And lastly, time to get some power. Okay, so we are going to go through and set up the printer. And the next step is going to be filling the ink, which can be a little bit messy if not used to it. So this bit here flips up and it will tell you along here the different ink tank colours. Obviously very important when you're filling that you make sure that they are in the correct ones. We're then going to lift up the entire drawer, and I'm now going to attempt to fill this whilst filming and hopefully not get any ink anywhere other than in the tank. So if you pop this one up, again, it is making it really crystal clear exactly how you should be filling these and what tank corresponds to what colour. Mainly because otherwise you have to do a very expensive and time-consuming flush out if you get them in the wrong tanks, and obviously it's going to invalidate your warranty, which we don't want. So we are going to lift up the BK. We are going to very carefully take off the lid by unscrewing. Make sure you keep it upright. Now this step is really important. These grooves here match up with the grooves in here. You want to carefully pop it in. You do not want to squeeze. Hopefully you can hear that. And it is now filling up the tank from the bottom here, and it should automatically stop when it gets to the just below the max line. It is really, really important that you do not squeeze these bottles at all. Not only will it cause splashes, you just don't want air being put into the tank. So I'm now going to go through and do all of those. So we've managed to get full tank from here, and in each one you can just see there is still a little bit left in the bottom, and these are good to go until until November 2030, so that's fantastic. I will obviously have used these up and onto a new batch way before then. So now we need to actually charge the printer with ink. So we're going to close this flap, put everything back down, and tell the printer that I have done that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Now we need to hold this down for 5 seconds. The next step could take about 7 minutes for it to charge through, especially as it's the first one. So we have the final few steps before we have to hop over to the computer. So we're going to do the adjustment, and we need to align the printer to get the best print quality. And we're going to adjust it now. So we will be doing a print head nozzle check, and I would just advise you to load up the plain paper for this one. So before we press print, we are going to load up the correct tray with paper by pulling out number 2. And we're going to obviously adjust the sliders. I've missed one here. Let's just remove that. So pull those right to the sides. That should give you A4. Load your paper in. Adjust the sliders again if you need to, and it's giving you the instructions here, so you can go through and it'll tell you how to do it. So this is a top tip here. It says that when you're printing, the printable surface needs to be face down. Now I usually use double-sided Paper Cutz, but obviously sometimes I will just use a single-sided, so that is perfect for that. And we need to slide it back in until it clicks. So obviously we want A4. And now we're going to perform a print head nozzle check. So we're just going to press print, it's telling us to load A4, which we've just done. And the tray automatically comes out. And hopefully you should be able to see here there are no missing patches in the actual print quality. Everything is as it should be. Sometimes in transit, obviously these can get knocked about a bit, and you would need to just reset the head alignment, but we don't need to. Everything's perfect. So we are going to tell it that everything is perfect. So we've headed over to the Epson UK support page, and I have found the correct page for my printer, and we're now going to go to the Epson product setup and download it from the download section. There's lots of helpful videos, FAQs, manuals and documentation and bits and bobs like that on here. So we are now going to run the download and setup software, and obviously yes, we do want to make changes, and I'm now going to run through that. So the good thing about using the installer is that obviously it will download all of the latest drivers and software for the Epson printer. This is especially beneficial when you want to select the correct color profile for your machine, which Affinity Designer does a fantastic job of. Okay, so obviously go through all of the terms of use and accept. I am not a fan of allowing use of this. So we're going to turn those off. So we've already done all of this, so we're going to confirm. And now it should be downloading the drivers and the software for the machine. Okay, so we're now going to connect it to the Wi-Fi in my cabin. And obviously, because I'm going to be using my computer with a scanner, we're going to say yes. Okay, so it's then going to go through the different software that you need, and you can obviously decide to check or uncheck any of these. I don't have a dedicated scanner, so I will probably keep that one on. Don't really need the manuals. And we're then going to go through and install. So I have downloaded all of the software from Epson and I've opened up Affinity Designer. We're going to go up to Document Setup and over to Color. And under Color Profile now, you can see we have all of these different presets for this particular printer. These are fantastic. I'm going to do a deeper dive on these on a different video, otherwise we're going to be here all day. But for this one, I am going to go for the Premium Glossy. So I'm going to be using the Paper Cutz Inkjet double-sided glossy photo paper in 160 GSM to test it out. We're then going to go over to Print, and if you select Properties, you will get the presets here. So as you can see, we have different document A3, photo A3. I would obviously suggest that if you're printing out your artwork, you always go for photo. Now this is set to A4, but we're going to go to A3. And Epson Premium Glossy, perfect. Colour, obviously, quality is high, and it's going to be portrait. So let's get that printed and have a look at those colours. Okay, so for this test print, I am going to be using the Paper Cutz double-sided glossy A3 in 160 GSM. This photo paper usually prints beautifully, so I'm excited to try it out on the Epson. Now for larger formats or thicker formats, we're going to use the rear tray. So let's load that up. So we're going to open up the paper guides and just pop this in. Make sure they are closed. And now we're going to print. Oh my goodness. I am hoping you can see how amazing this has turned out on camera. I am trying to show you here the depth of colour, if it will focus. And as you can see, the print quality is absolutely beautiful. There are no striations, there are no breakups, and most importantly, I'm just going to flip this round. There is no ink smudge on the back. My Canon has got this really annoying habit, especially at the corners, of just dragging over the printer head slightly. I think it's to do with how it takes it in, which sometimes means that when I am creating to sell, I have to do duplicates and trim those ones off. But none of that here. Obviously, the biggest saving grace is to do with the cardstock that I've used, which is the Paper Cutz 160 double-sided gloss. I mean, this is beautiful. The colours are so close to what I have on my iPad when I drew this in Procreate. This was from my 30-day art challenge last month. I'm just looking at the line work in awe because it just looks fantastic. And bearing in mind that this has been scaled up, I should have said this. This was actually created to be smaller than an A5. So it's been blown up, which is something that I usually recommend not to do, but I wanted to test this out on A3, and yet the printer has managed to counteract this, and it is crisp and it is beautiful, and there is none of the lower resolution that you sometimes get. So am I happy with my new printer, courtesy of Paper Cutz? I am ecstatic. This is honestly going to open up so many things for me. And I think you might be able to just see in the corner there, we did a calendar at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of the year. I think we definitely need to make one for next year. And maybe I could even consider selling a small batch run because of This is a game changer. Now you might be wondering, am I going to be giving up on my Canon? Absolutely not. It's a different formatted printer. We are going to be pitting these two against each other. I have always made printer videos, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how these two kind of measure up. Admittedly, the Epson is not only newer, but it is a much higher place printer. Canon do now do their own version of tank printers, but the A3 ones are thousands, and it's something that I'm not really toying with at the moment. So coming up, you are going to be seeing a variety of videos on this new printer. If there are any particular subjects you would like me to touch on, then please drop a comment down below so that I can make sure that that is included in the roundup. A huge thank you to Paper Cutz. I honestly cannot thank you enough. This new printer, partnered with your amazing photo paper, is going to be an absolute game changer. Do not forget to check them out. I will link the products that I have used today in today's video in the description box down below. A great big thank you guys for watching and joining me today. Make sure you hit that like button, definitely subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!